discussed about this least square estimation technique. Okay, how you can, I mean, means what are the mathematical background for understanding the least square estimation and how you can derive, two important variables like this B0 and B1 for designing a linear predictor. Okay, and we also have taken an one example that if you have some data, first job is to do this scatter plot of the data. Okay, then xi and ys will be given to you. Then you have to put it in your linear predict. Then you have to make a line. So if the line passing through origin and if its slope is 45-degree angle, then you can have some sort of a predictor. Then for each, if now you have to see this, what are the fitting strategy. So you have to fit whether all the data are, closely to this line or not. Okay, if there is a much deviations, you need to estimate this how much deviation is there. So then if it is a much deviations from the predictor line, then it will not be considered that that this point is fitted by this straight line. Oh, okay. This point will not be considered for this prediction. So now actually, whenever you start the data analysis, okay. So data analysis is very important part. So whether you are doing the big data analysis or a spatio-temporal data analysis or only temporal analysis. So there are a lot of statistical techniques that people are using. So one way I can tell you a very good example like this. There's a different test, statistical test that people are using. Okay. That to check that whether the distribution is normal distributions or not. It means that the data points are exactly following to this particular line or not. Okay. So now these things also you can take out. There's an important test is called this case test. Okay, Kolmogorov-Smirnov's test. Okay, so using this case test and also there you will have the different other test also available to check this data normality. Okay, if the data are normal, it means that it will follow some distribution. So now this statistically you can check that this whether these data are following the normal distribution or not. So so normality testing is very important criteria in for the statistician also that they can use it. But for the present moment, we'll see, and we have already established a theory or established a mathematical framework for deriving the important variables for the least square estimation. One was the B0, another one is B1 for the bivariate case. And simply you just plug in if you know the xi and yzi, and B0 and B1 is a combination of xi and yzi. You just put it, then you could get these actual values. Okay, if you put the actual values, then the desired minus actual, this is an error. Then you'll have to see. Also in the outlier detection also you could take it in this way. Whenever you'll be saying this whether the points that is considered it's really a data point or not. How do you test it? The point that you are considered, is it a really data point or it is an outlier? So there is a lot of techniques are there for it is a one aspect of research. There's a outlier detection. Okay, so simple the outlier detection technique that people are using, that if you take this consider calculating the mean of the entire data points and you are just computing this distance from the mean of each points, and if the distance lies between a particular plus minus 3 sigma, then you'll consider that this point is a data point, or if it is larger than this 3 sigma or some threshold that you'll have to put, then it is not a outlier. So you have to think of it in this way, because main important things is this is scatter plot. So after doing this scatter plot, you will have a rough idea about this data pattern. And if you say before fitting it to these things, now if you just wanted to remove those outliers points, okay, then you can just simply do it this way. Then after removing this outlier, you just again thus do this fitting. I mean, plot this data again. Then you'll have a very good shape of the data. Okay. So there are sort of things that comes under the data analysis. There's a distribution of the data, shape of the data, data condensation. Okay, all comes under this data analysis part. Okay, and the distribution of the data, how we are finding the distribution of the data, and which is very, very important. And data reliability testing, whether how much the data is using. So now as we are doing the prediction thing, because we'll be using this one important techniques, is called the hidden Markov model. Okay, HMM. So this is very popular technique, and it is a, although it is a computationally very intensive, because there is a lot of parameters to be tuned, and it incurs different cost. Okay, and is a stochastic process, and the HMM is called the memoryless, or you can say the memoryless process that it is new. But we'll see hidden Markov model, so you can use as a good predictor. Like it can be used for this weather forecasting. Okay, to understanding this 3 or 4 days data or 1 week data, so you can predict this next day data. Okay, so here some I mean finite state machine means kind of uh, automata kind of things are there. This is called the Markovian process or the Markov chain. It is being is used, but it is a very good tool that people are using. This is a hidden Markov model. So we'll see also HMM, okay, in due course. But today we are going to take up this last portion is called the multiple regression case. So although we have established a this mathematical framework for the single variable problem, okay, or simple regressional case. I mean simple regressional case. It is a bivariate case. Now, in the last things we have seen that this maths was a very well uh, understandable, and if you have only one independent variable in your analysis. So, however, in practical cases, you will not get only one variables. You have more than one variables or more than one independent variables. Then at that time, we will usually be trying to predict a dependent variable using different scores from the several independent variables. Okay, and you need to derive a more general form of the least square estimator. Okay, in that situation, and for that situations to handle, you need to have or you need to use the use of matrix operations. When you have more than one variables, then you will go for the matrix operations. So if you just recall our previous lecture, the basic least square regression equations can be represented in the following matrix form. Okay, so we are just trying to write it in the form of a matrix form. This is a capital Y. It is a, you have a dependent variable, capital X. It is an independent variable, and you have this capital B. It will hold this regression constant and this coefficient plus error E is there. So now you need to know the dimension of each and every variable. So capital Y, it will have n cross 1 column matrix of case of score of the dependent variable. Okay, and X is n into n cross, what is the dimension of X? N into k plus 1. This matrix on the independent variables, where there is a first column, why k plus 1 is coming. There is a first column is called the placeholder column of ones only for the constant. Okay, and the remaining columns, it is correspond to each independent variable. Okay. Next is B. So B, the dimension of B is k plus 1 cross 1. Okay. You can have this is a column matrix. So this column matrix, it will contain regression constant and coefficient. And you have the error term. so that is E. The dimension of E is the n cross 1. So it is also column matrix. Okay, of cases of the there is a error of prediction. So now how do you have to do now? So these are the dimensions, and also we have seen these previous things, that is a y naught is equal to b naught plus b1x plus ei. So that was the expression, mathematical expression for single variable regression or simple regression analysis or bivariate case. Now if you have the multivariate case, then you have in the matrix form. Now you need to solve it, but this your objective is to find out that sum of square error. You need to minimize this sum of square error, that is SSE. So now as before that we just wanted to do to find different values for the element of B. Okay, that is because you had two parameters b0 and b1. So here also you need to find for the elements of B which minimize the sum of square error. Now what is your objective? Objective is to find the values for the elements of B which minimize the sum of square error. And why we are taking the sum of square error, we had already explained. Sum of squared errors. Okay, and this quantity which we are trying to minimize, that can be expressed. So this quantity which we are trying to trying to minimize can be expressed squared. So can anyone tell me how can I represent it? So what will be your SSE? SSE क्या होगा? In the
summation ei square.
No, it will simply have.
So y minus xb minus e.
Yes, you can write it, or I can simply write E transpose E. Okay, E transpose E. So this is a sum of square of x. Sum of square of x you can write by x bar x, or simply if you have x bar x, which gives us the sum of square for x. ठीक है? Sum of square of x you can write x bar, or simply write, if you have simply x bar or x transpose x, it gives this sum of squares of x as per the matrix algebra. Okay, so we can write in this way. So now next things that we'll see, if you work out this matrix operation, then you will notice that this result, so you will end up with a result, and the result is a scalar value, because E is n cross 1, that's a 1 cross n multiplied by n cross 1. Then you have the n 1 cross 1 matrix, so which is a scalar. Are you understanding? So you will notice, if you work out the matrix operation for the expression on the right, E transpose E, so you will notice that the result is a scalar, because scalar means it is a single number. This single number, it consisting of the sum of square errors of prediction. Okay, it simply end up by multiplying 1 cross n matrix by n cross 1 matrix, and it will produce 1 cross 1 matrix is a scalar. Now you need to do the differentiation. So now I need to represent it, because already the same way that we have done for the yi is equal to b naught plus b1 plus y naught, yi is equal to b naught plus b1 xi plus cy. This was earlier expression, and what we have done, ei is equal to yi minus b naught minus b1 xi, that we have already done. The same way that we will explain. So now in order to take derivative, of the quantity with regard to the matrix B, we need to first express E in terms of capital Y, capital X and capital B. Okay? You need to, in order to take the derivatives of the quantity with regard to the matrix B, we need to first express E in terms of yx and B. The same way that we have done for this previous expression, that is ei is equal to yi minus b naught into b1 xi. The same way that we are expressing. That what you are going to get, you will have E is equal to capital Y minus xb. Okay, I just writing this, rewriting this equation number 1 in this way, E is equal to yi minus xb. So now substituting this expression, on the right side into equation 1, we get क्या होगा, real what you are going to get, बोलो.
Y minus xp transpose.
Good. Y minus xb transpose into
Y minus xp.
y minus xb. Very good. ठीक है. Okay. SSC is equal to y minus xb transpose into y minus xb. So next, what I have to do? So now, so there is a transposition operator or transpose operator on the first quantity in this product. It can be distributed. Okay, that is in this way. Like so, there's a transposition operator which is there in the first quantity in this product y minus xb transpose. It can be distributed as SSC is equal to y transpose minus we need to see that y transpose minus B transpose X transpose. B transpose and X transpose. Do you know why?
So it's transpose property.
Exactly. So that why? Because for any two matrices, A and B, which can be multiplied together. If you have so I can write AB transpose is equal to B transpose into A transpose. Okay. So as per the property that you can write in this way. Okay, these are the things that for any two matrices A and B which can be multiplied together by AB transpose is equal to B transpose A transpose. So for these things, so this transposition operator on the first quantity, which is Y minus XB transpose, that we could write uh, in this, or it can be distributed over here. Okay, so this is the matrix property, so that we can write. Next, what we can do next, when this product will be computed. Next, this product will be computed. If you just compute this product, so what you are going to get? Bolo? What you are going to get? Can anyone tell me?
Y transpose Y.
Scalar value.
SSC is equal to Y transpose Y.
Minus
Yes. Y transpose will have this Y transpose Y minus
Y transpose XB.
Y transpose XB will have Y transpose XB minus B transpose X transpose Y. We have B transpose X transpose Y plus B transpose X transpose XB. Okay. Now, if multiplied out, now can we just identify which two elements are common? I mean, are same or are identical? In this expression, which two elements are identical?
Third and fourth term.
Since
Log
y
two.
equals xb.
Second and third, sir.
Second and
Last
third
two.
term.
Second and third.
Okay, second and third term are these identical term. But because if you take this transpose of the
each way.
second term, you will get the third term. Okay, that's why they are the identical and they produce the same scalar value. Now this equation can be further simplified to this equation can be further simplified to okay 2y transpose x y transpose y minus 2y transpose x b plus b transpose x transpose b. So this is my I am taking this is my equation number 2. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now we have now an equation which expresses sum of square error in terms of y, x, and b, as you can see. Now this is a bivariate case. So now next step, what you have to do? You have to take the differentiation or partial differentiation, or you'll have to take the derivative of sum of square error with respect to the matrix B. So in the B matrix, you have this coefficient as well as this constant. So now you'll have to do the partial differentiation with respect to B, since we are dealing or we are handling the set of variables, okay, in this differentiation problem, like the constant and one regression coefficients for each independent variable. Now you can use this partial derivative operator in this way. Now I am going to write the partial derivative operator del SSE by del V, that is to be is equal to del B I can write del V into this one. Okay, are you understanding or not? Bolo. Because you need to do the differentiations, partial differentiation with respect to B. B is a matrix, it constant this constant the regression constant as well as the regression coefficient for each independent variable. So that is why you need to do this partial differentiation with respect to B. So that's why del SSE by del V is equal to del B into y transpose y minus 2y transpose xb plus b transpose x transpose xb. Now it looks like a complex problem, but it is actually a very similar thing. Okay, but it is actually it is quite similar to if you take this derivative of a polynomial in the scalar context. Okay, now first what you have to do first, it has got three different terms, as you can see: y transpose y first term, y transpose xb second term, then b transpose x transpose xb. So now since you are treating all the matrices okay, since you are treating all matrices besides B as the equivalent of constant. Okay, then the first term in the parenthesis is completely based on the Y matrix. Then obviously, if you do the differentiation with respect to B, then it has got the derivative is 0. Isn't it? So del B y transpose y will be 0, as that we are treating that all the matrices besides B as the equivalent of constant. So if you do this thing, then the first term in this expressions, it is completely based on the matrix Y. So obviously its derivative is 0. Now in the second or in the middle term, it is a linear form. Now the middle term, I should write the middle term known as linear form in B, which is equivalent of a scalar form, of a scalar term in which the variable we are differentiating with respect to is raised to the first power I. Okay, it means that we obtain the derivative by dropping the V and taking, actually it is a, when you do the differentiation with respect to matrix B, so we follow the matrix algebra, then we have to have this way. We obtain the derivative by dropping B and taking the transpose of all the matrices in the expression. Okay, and it gives us, क्या मिलेगा आपको? What will be the output?
minus 2 y bar x. Minus 2 y bar x.
So minus 2 x transpose y.
X transpose Y. Very good. Okay, you will have minus 2 x transpose minus 2 x transpose Y. You need to know, sorry, this way. Okay, because it is not possible to do these things. You have to identify it in this way. It is a linear, because here you cannot have any square term. The square term will have, if you have x transpose x, then you will have this square term, then you will have this quadratic term. But here it is not a quadratic term. Okay, so you just think of it in this way. So now whenever you are going to have the linear form, and if you are just going to differentiation the matrix, what you have to do simple way by applying the matrix algebra, that you taking the by dropping the B and the taking the transpose of all the matrices in the expression, then you will have this thing. So finally you have the third term. Now for the third term, THIRD, in the third term, it is a quadratic term known as quadratic term, QUADRATIC, quadratic form in B, which is also equivalent to these things. This is the same thing, which is also equivalent of a scalar term in which the variable are differentiating with respect to is raised to the first power, or here you will have the second power. Okay, because suppose if you have the x square, now if you have the x square and if you do the differentiation, what you are going to get? 2x. ठीक है? So now it means that this means I'm just simply write, because you need to do the differentiation. This is second term, second power. Second power is a quadratic term, because you have this x transpose x is there. Okay, now this means we obtain derivative by derivative by dropping V transpose from the term and multiplying by 2, okay, which gives us 2x transpose xb, okay, which gives us 2 x transpose xb. So thus this full partial derivative, what you are going to get now, the full partial derivative is I need to copy it from here, del del AC del del AC by del B. You have del del AC by del B is equal to minus 2 x transpose y plus 2 these things, because the first term is 0, so that's why you are not writing. Okay, now next step, so I am writing, this is my equation number 3. Next step is to set this partial derivative is set to be 0 and solve for the matrix. You need to solve the matrix B, okay, and which will give it to you the expression for the matrix of estimates, and which minimize this sum of square error of prediction. Okay, so now you need to do this differentiation, partial differentiation with respect to 0. Then what you are going to get? You are going to get these things is 0 plus 2 extra v, okay, because that you need to estimate the matrix expression for the matrix of estimates, and which minimize the sum of squared errors of prediction. So now we then, what we have to do, we then subtract 2 x transpose b from each side of the equation. From each side of the equation, then you are going to get, what you are going to get?
Y equal to xb.
No, you these things, no.
Cancel to
You
x
will have,
transpose xb is equal to x transpose y.
yes. So I'm just writing it again. Minus, or you can simply subtract from each side of the equation. You'll have to over here minus 2
X transpose y.
x transpose y. or you can simply just rearrange it. So there is no problem. Now you have to the same rule follow that in the previous equations in the last class that we have seen there is a -2 was there. Then you have to eliminate -2 on each term by multiplied each side by the equation by -half. If you do these things, what you are going to get? X transpose XB is equal to X transpose Y. Okay, finally we need to solve it. We need to solve for B. आपको B solve करना है. Okay, we need to solve for B by pre-multiplying. Okay, by pre-multiplying each side of the equation the inverse of X transpose X. The inverse of X transpose X, i.e. have X transpose X. Okay, so please remember that this is the matrix equivalent of dividing each side of the equation by X transpose X. Okay, so you'll have to do it in this way, and if you do it, then you are going to end up with this another expression, that is B is equal to, so I can write if you do it, then I can write B is equal to okay, B is equal to, you have X transpose X inverse into X transpose X. So this is my equation number 4 or 5. 4. So now this equation 4 is equation 4 is very similar, is familiar OLS, ordinary least square estimator, we already discussed. Okay, now if you just go back to the bivariate case, So if you just note closely, so what the expression on the right hand side. Okay, so while you will see these things, x transpose y, what it gives. X transpose y, it gives you the sum of cross product, of x and y. Okay, and x transpose x, that is E transpose Z, that we have already done. So now x transpose x gives us the sum of squares for x. Now, since you do pre-multiplying, since you do this pre-multiplying x transpose y by if you do, since you have pre-multiplying x transpose y by x transpose x, these things, is the matrix which is equivalent by dividing x transpose y by x transpose x. Dividing x transpose y by x transpose x. Okay, and this expression is basically doing the same thing as scalar expression for bi. If you just go back to your b1 in equation, b1 that we have already computed in the last class, that is a same expression for your b1. Okay, if you just expression basically doing the same thing as the scalar expressions for b1, it is simply the dividing the sum of cross product of the independent variable iv or ivs, either independent variable or independent variables, and the dependent variable by the sum of square, okay, for the independent variable or ivs. Okay, so these are the things, okay, which I just wanted to tell you that important things. These are the entire derivations that you could get multiple regression case for deriving this ordinary least square estimations, so with this matrix form. Okay, so if you have more than one independent variables, then you could have write it in this way.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can you move back to the last expression of B which we got?
This is 4.
Yes, sir. 4.
Huh.
So, like X transpose X inverse, can we not simplify it to X inverse and X transpose inverse and then nullify X transpose inverse and X transpose to get the final result as X inverse Y?
No. X transpose X inverse, that you have to write this X into X transpose. Then there is no need to write these pre-multiplications. No? You have already got it in the previous expression.
There is a property for inverse, right, sir? AB inverse equals B inverse A inverse.
I know that you are just writing the AB inverse is equal to A inverse into B inverse that you are going to write now.
No,
AB
sir.
inverse
AB
is-
inverse, AB whole inverse is B inverse A inverse.
Yes.
Hi, yes, AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. Now you can write it. Okay, but
Then we'll
this
get
actually, if you do it, then this actually I just wanted to express this expression the way that you have done for your previous class. तो previous class का expressions क्या था? For these things, B1, what you have done? I is equal to 1 to n yi xi minus 1 by n summation of I is equal to 1 to n yi into summation of I is equal to 1 to n xi divided by I is equal to 1 to n summation of xi square minus I is equal to 1 to n xi whole square divided by n. Okay, so it was simply the ratio of the sum of cross product of xi and yy over sum of square for xi. So if you want to replace it, ultimately you have to find the values of b. So if you can write it in this way by AB transpose is equal to B transpose A transpose, and if you would like to cancel out these things, so you can do it.
okay, sir.
Okay. So now this mathematics, I think it is important to all of you. Okay, because if you do not know this, means what are the derivation of these things. So multiple regression analysis, simple regression analysis. So there is no problem. You can easily do it. But the multiple, when there is a matrix is there, and how you are going to do the differentiation of the matrix, then you need to know the certain tricks. Okay. So now I have the PPT. I have this one PDF file, so don't worry. So I'll teaching from these things. I'll share it to all of you so that you will have more detailed understanding of this thing. Okay.
Also, sir, can you share those documents which you've been preparing while teaching us during the class?
No, yeah. Okay. Okay, for the last class that I explained, na, KNN density, okay, all other things, na.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir,
of
all
them.
those documents.
Okay. So I am having teaching this one, na, that you are telling.
For this
Yeah.
class, the current document which you prepared, and for all the previous classes as well, sir.
Okay. So all the previous class that I was telling. Yes. Okay. I'll send it to you today. Okay. So KNN density and all other things. Okay. Means while teaching, so I was writing in the doc file, isn't it? That document that you are needing, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir. So I'll just, if I get time today, I'll send it in either tomorrow. Tomorrow you have a lab?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the lab, we'll see if the last assignment is over, then you have to take up a new assignment, that is a linear regression, least square estimation. That is a single variable in the bivariate case and also the multivariate case. Okay. So we'll meet you on tomorrow for the assignment. I'll just share the assignment to. I'll just send to Joita, so she will send you both the assignment. Okay, so I think you'll have to now be accustomed with the Python code, probably. So it will be easy for you to handle. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.